This is a Lunar Clubman SB. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate that to you in person here on site. In the front locker, you've got your gas bottle and your gas bottle tie down with your gas pipe work going over to the gas bottle itself. You've got the valve on top that opens and closes off the gas supply, and you will need to open that prior to using anything on gas on board the caravan. On the other side of the caravan, you've got the Aldi heating and hot water flue, very simply there to allow the heating system to breathe, a bit like the flue on the side of your house. Then you've got your wind down legs, 2 wind down legs to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. You wind these down and put them on the ground. You never lift the caravan with these, they're only there for stabilising when you're using the van on site. You will notice we've only got one down for the purpose of handover. We've then got the trim and water pump connection. Blue trigger, pull it back and release the water pump, and then the pump needs to be fully submerged inside the ack roll. Battery box and mains power lead coming in from the power on site, connects directly to the power on site, connect it to the power on site and then to the caravan, and then turn on the power supply at the power post. Battery, 110 amp leisure battery in there, ready to be used. 2 fridge vents, very simply there to allow the fridge to breathe, take in some cool air and let out the hot air from the back of the fridge unit. Obviously during the summer the fridge will not be as efficient when the air is hot on the outside of the van also. Motor mover and wheel nuts, we'll torque the wheel nuts prior to you leaving site, and we'll also demonstrate the motor mover so you can see that is all operational. Grey waste pipes coming outside the van, you put your 2 grey waste pipes in, drop them down inside your waste master, and then that'll be where your grey water essentially comes out, so that's the water from the sinks and the shower once they've been used. Storage locker underneath the bed, single bed at the rear. Open this flap and you'll find your toilet flush tank. Open this up, 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. In the bottom you have your toilet waste cassette, which will take 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. Orange handle at the bottom to release the cassette, and you'll pull that towards you. Then on the back of the cassette there's an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. And there's a neck on top that turns out, so when you are tipping the waste away again it comes out away from you. Back of the van, the 2 wind down legs as we spoke about previously, and they are just there to stabilise the van. Got your storage locker for underneath the bed at the rear of the caravan. Storage locker for underneath the wet storage locker for at the front of the van, and a barbecue gas point, and then the wind down legs. Awning light on, as you can see above the door. Coming onto the inside of the caravan now. Above the door you have your main control panel, so you've got power on, power off and power on. You've got your internal lighting for the caravan, which will turn all internal lighting on that is turned on. You've got your water pump run, which I'll come back to in a moment. You've got your awning light, and then you've got your vehicle leisure battery, solar panel, etc. voltages coming through on here. And then you can go through the various options on this button on the bottom right hand side. First thing you need to do is when you come into the caravan is fill the water system up. So yellow valve underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the van. You're going to need to make sure that is flat with the floor, so it's just underneath the front seating area. Sorry, it's a little bit dark under there, but there is a yellow valve and that will need to be flat with the floor to fill the system up, and upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat to drain the water system down. Next to that you've got your mains control panel, you've got your system shut down if you need to isolate the whole caravan, you've got your charger, your space heater and your water heating. All of these need to be turned on for the Aldi system to work, and also the 240 volt system to work on board the caravan. You've then got your 12 volt fuses, which there is a list of what each of those fuses is for just inside the door here. And then you've got your 230 volt trip switches and a list of what each of these is for on the right hand side inside that cabinet. So with that yellow valve flat with the floor, you come over to every tap on board the caravan and open them all up on the hot side of the water system. As you can see, I've already filled the system up. Open every tap up on the hot side and press your water pump. Once the water system is running and you've got the water system completely full, you'll have water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan, as you can see now. And then we'll shut all the taps back off. Once the water system is completely full, you can actually then start warming the water on board the caravan. And that is where the control panel to the right of the door comes in. So you've got power off and power on the Aldi control panel. Hit the menu button and it'll take you into your options. You've got minus or plus for your room heating, Below that, you've got your hot water boost, hot water on, and hot water boost when you're showering on board the caravan. Below that, you have the amount of power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. So you've either got 1, 2, or 3 kilowatts, depending on what site you're on. And it will very much depend on how much power you've got coming into the van. And for this, we do advise you ask the site office when you arrive on your holiday. Bottom left-hand side, you've got your option to run gas. Hit the gas button. It will self-ignite on gas if the gas is turned on or the gas bottle's full. And if it fails to ignite, it'll come up with gas fail at the bottom of the screen with 2 exclamation marks at either end. Next thing we're going to come to microwave, an eco microwave on board this caravan. So the best thing to do, hit the eco button when you connect it to mains power and it'll wake up. At least then you can test to make sure there is power going to everything on board the van. Next up, we're going to go to the fridge, and the fridge is very straightforward to use. So you'll press and hold the power button to turn it off, press and hold the power button to turn it on. As you can see at the moment, we're connected to mains power, and to control the temperature on mains or gas, you're going to use this button on the right hand side. Gas option, the fridge will self-ignite on gas. Essentially, you need the gas bottle turned on. Prime the gas system, I always do it via the hob and ignite the hob first. Once the fridge is ignited, this light will stay solid blue. If it fails to ignite, it will start flashing this warning, it will start flashing the flame symbol here, and it will bring up a red warning triangle on the right hand side. You've then got 12 volt mode for you towing down the road. Now, as you can see at the moment, it's saying it has failed. The reason for that is we haven't got a car connected at the front of the van. On 12 volt mode, you have got no temperature control for the fridge. It is only on the mains and the gas that you can control the temperature on this side. Just going to show you everything ignited up on the hob, so you can see it's all working as it should. Get in place, there we go. So we're just going to it says the hob all ignited. There's your grill, and the bottom here you have your oven. So that is everything ignited on the cooker, the same as the fridge and the heating system. Obviously, when you have had the hob running, do advise you leave the hob lid open, because if not, try and shut it down. It could potentially smash the glass on top. Coming through into the bathroom now. Toilet system is very simple to use. You have an electric flush on board the toilet, so press the button to flush. Toilet cassette indicator to let you know the toilet cassette is not in place. Toilet flush fill, which allows you to fill the flush tank up on board the van. You've got a half full tank and a full tank when the waste cassette is completely full. Below the toilet, you've got the toilet waste flap. You need to pull this out to allow the waste into the toilet cassette and push it back in when you're not using the toilet. It does also need to be in this position when you are using the toilet. Towel rail in the bathroom obviously does hold a lot of heat, so if you've got young ones in the caravan, please be aware that obviously it does get very hot. Shower works like your household shower with the hot water turned on. As you'll see, I have removed the shower head just to make sure the water system is drained when we are done. Obviously, you can put that back on should you wish to. So that is the Lunar Clubman SB. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.